Well, great day, everybody. I get the pleasure and privilege to get with this rock star panel right here, where we're talking about on chain fractionalization. And so I just want everyone to take 30 seconds to introduce yourself to the audience, who you are, what you do, and what company you're with.
My name is Rick Teed, and I'm with the agency here in Miami in residential luxury real estate.
Laura Pamatian, I'm the founder of Height Zero Real Estate. I am a 20 years in real estate space, general brokerage I started in, niched into luxury pre-construction, hotel branded resort real estate. So Ritz-Carlton Residences, Mandarin Oriental, Auberge. Pivoted into the blockchain space about 3 years ago, and now I'm advising owners, syndicators, developers on how to implement AI blockchain tokenization into their real estate projects.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mohsin Masood. I am the founder and CEO for Accrue. Accrue is a real estate fractionalization platform which was founded in 2018, and the platform went live in October of 2020 with a full release in 2021. We've got over 55,000 investors on the platform, as well as a very large pipeline of assets to go on there. The only trouble is where the market sits today. And then we're very heavily involved in the entire real estate transaction cycle. So from underwriting to treasury management, servicing, waterfall calculations. So the back end of the asset management side as well.
Awesome.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Julio Caceres. I am the founder and CEO of Bricks, fractional real estate company. Awesome, everybody here on the panel. What I do is same thing. I'm a mathematician, and I also do fractional real estate, as a lot of people here do. We have a lot of properties that we have right now in our platform as well. We started about a year and a half ago. We have about 6,000 active investors right now. All our properties have already been sold out. We're getting more properties, and we're getting a license right now that's going to be the first to be able to have non-accredited investors be able to buy the shares and trade the shares back and forth, and we'll talk about that during the discussion. And also, we could take people's properties as well. So that's amazing, because now if you have a rental property, you could bring it to us, we could fractionalize it, get rid of your mortgage super fast, your NOI goes up, and you're still the owner of the property, and we'll talk about that in the discussion as well.
Awesome.
My name is Rinat. I'm with the Protofire, and I'm working to create within Propi ecosystem a group with the project is called like Propi Pools. It's an initiative where operators in the real estate space who, for example, do fix and flip operation could set up their own pool and borrow from it like a line of credit without having to go and raise capital again and again from hard money lenders and so on. And the features we're working on is for those who invest in such pools to be able to use their investment. For example, it could later be extended to, let's say, fractionalized ownership of a property that is producing cash flow, and use that fraction as collateral to take a loan. Just like people in DeFi, we've been taking loans on ETH as collateral, right? Where we go and we say, all right, I want to borrow, I need money to buy, let's say, a car or do something, right? Without selling my collateral. So investors in the hopefully near future will be able to invest in real estate, fractionalize or whatnot into various pools that fund, let's say, fix and flip loans, right? And then be able to do things that are almost impossible to do in today.
Got it. Awesome. So this panel comes on the back of the two pitches that we had earlier, including myself on fractional ownership, as well as what Mayor Suarez talked about with fractional ownership and how he saw tokenization exploding. And so, but let's talk about what many people may have a question about, and what is the regulatory landscape that we deal with when it comes to fractional ownership and on-chain. And Mohsin, let me give that to you.
Absolutely. Look, fractional ownership in real estate has existed for thousands of years. It's not a new thing. Two brothers have owned the same piece of land. The Howey Citrus Farms had a whole bunch of investors, which led to the Howey test, which the previous panel was talking about. And 2012, we got the Jobs Act, which led to your crowdfunding and more online platforms. And now we just have a new form of technology that's helping enhance the existing products. Just because it is being tokenized, the regulation around securities offerings does not change. And that there is no question about that. There's no two ways of looking at that, right? When you traditionally invest in commercial real estate today, 99.9% of commercial real estate is held in LLCs or entities, not in individuals' names, which means you don't directly own that asset as is. At least on the Accrue platform, all that the tokens represent is the membership interest units within that LLC. So instead of having it on a piece of paper, which could get lost, which is anyone could change, we're recording it digitally on a distributed ledger where we can add trust, and then we can add efficiency to the transaction process due to the multiple different features that it enables us to do. So no question when it comes to fractionalized real estate, unless you're getting into some really creative models around it.
Awesome. And they are. And so speaking of that, some may have the question on some people tokenize with tokens. Some people have heard about the NFT tokenization. So I'm going to say to you, Rick, NFTs, property, fractional ownership. Talk to us.
You forgot about AI.
And AI.
Okay, I just want to say it has been a very long and cold crypto winter.
Yes.
It has. And I really feel like things are coming back. And we got to give special thanks to Natalia Karaneva for putting this on, guys.
Yes.
I have known her. I sat on a panel. Yeah, thank you. I mean, Natalia is a rock star and a survivor. I met her in 2017. We spoke on a panel at SFAR, San Francisco Association of Realtors, to a packed house. And at the time, we sat up there and there were lawyers from title companies. And they sounded like Elizabeth Warren sounds today, that Bitcoin and everything like about this whole ecosystem was AML and no KYC and child prostitution. Yes. I can't believe that we still have to hear. What I want to tell you about like what Natalia has done as she's transformed this entire industry. And she's pivoted over and over and over to bring services, and it's getting larger and larger, the offerings. And I want you to know something very soon. It's going to be MyPropi AI. I'm sorry, I just stuffed your pipeline, Natalia, with a new project called MyPropi AI. Because data is the lifeblood of AI, and you need data. And let me tell you something, there's reasons why Tim Draper is a big investor in this company. And there's a reason why Kathy Woods is on next. She's being watched by the best investors on the planet because she's going to control the data for all of real estate, which is a $400 trillion asset pool.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So Laura, talk to us about, Mohsin talked about the regulatory landscape and some of the things, but talk to us then, what does the process look like for tokenization, for fractional ownership on chain? What does that process look like to someone who may have no clue about that?
Yeah, thank you. So just to clarify, there's when one person says tokenization and another person says tokenization, they could be talking about two completely different things, even if we're talking about tokenization in the real estate space. So what Propi is doing is tokenization of the title, right? It's just transferring the asset in its entirety from one person to another. There is no fractionalization involved in that process. In tokenization of real estate securities, which is what Mohsin was referring to, is the tokenization of the shares, the interests, the investors' interests. It could be 2 investors, it could be 1,000 investors, and it's the fractionalization of and the representation of those shares onto the blockchain. So tokenization in that regard is highly regulated through securities, through the SEC, through a very traditional securities process, and that is very different from the transfer of real estate product. So it's really important when we are saying, using terminology in the space to truly understand what the background is behind the conversation and that you really understand, the details of that.
Awesome. And in that process, we move to where people say the tokens can be traded, the liquidity side of it.
Look, sorry, I'm going to add a little bit before you even complete that to what Laura was saying as well. Tokenization in itself You can tokenize this mic if you wanted to. I could tokenize a pen if I wanted to. It is nothing. It's all about the underlying structure behind it. There's people who use tokenization for a small sliver within the real estate transaction, which is just the capital markets piece. There's people who use it for your onboarding side. There's people who use it for your asset management, fund admin, and so on and so forth, right? So when you want to look at tokenization overall, there's no wrong way of doing it, and there's no right way of doing it. You need to understand when you're going to a service provider who's providing tokenization, what are you really buying? And in the interest of the 30 seconds that are left, I'm going to cut my answer short, and I'm happy to chat with anyone about this afterwards.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Carlos, talk about liquidity on the liquidity side when it comes to what they say that there's a tradable token.